Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So today I have for you a farming video. I was originally gonna make a farming video for the Paradox Brothers since they did came out, but I didn't see that a lot of people were having trouble farming them, so I decided to do this instead. I'm actually using the Paradox Brothers and their skill to summon Gate Guardian to farm other legendary duelists, and this works 100% of the time on Yugi, Tea, Weevil, Rex, and Odion. So on those 5 legendary duelists, this work has 100% success rate. They literally have no out to Gate Guardian. The only danger you have of failing is them decking out. So because of that, we run a bunch of draw power. We run Shard of Greed, we run Jar of Greed, and we run Pot of Benevolence, which is gonna send 2 cards from their graveyard back into their deck, allowing us to catch up on the draws. Because if you haven't seen, the skill lets you start with Gate Guardian, but you also start with 500 life points and you don't have any cards in your hand, so your deck stays at 20. So they're immediately 5 cards, or 5 or 4 cards, depending on if they're going first or second ahead of you. So anyway, the rest of the deck, it's a standard Cerberus. You need 1 Mystical Beast Cerberus, and then you need the Gravekeeper's Vassal Engine, which is 1 Vassal, 1 Secret Pass, and 2 Union Attack. This will work with just 1 Union Attack, but 2 is better because you don't have to hold to your spells. If you're running 1, you might have to hold to some of your spells so that you can get that Cerberus high enough. And as I said, you start with 500 life points, so that's why I run the 3 Curry, because if you use all 3 of them on yourself, you'll go up to 1100. And at that point you can use hieroglyph lithograph in order to get down to 100 life points, so you can get that extra 1000 bonus assessment. I run 1 field spell, this one because it's prismatic. You just need to run any field spell that's glossy, and then the rest of the cards are there just for counters and because they're glossy. So I'm gonna farm Yugi once, and then I'll show you replays for the other legendary duelists. But like I said, I do believe this is it's 100% success rate. And the other really cool thing about it is that you're using the Paradox Brothers, so you're also farming for their skills, which from what I've heard, they have a few pretty cool ones. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So let's see. As you can see, you start with all the 3 element cards and Gate Guardian in your hand, so you can immediately get them onto the field. Turn 1, and there is nothing in the decks of this 5 legendary duelists that can deal with it. So now you just kill everything they put on the field to get the bonus points for destroying monsters, and then you just draw your cards. My first card is a Shard of Greed, which is beautiful because that's just gonna let me get through my deck way quicker. So you always want to play the cards that are for draws, like Shard of Greed, Jar of Greed. If you can, oh, and then there's Cerberus, it's perfect. And then you want to hold on to the other spells so that you can get counters. Like I said, if you have the 2 Union Attack, you don't even need any counters on Cerberus, because the 3 spells that you use at the end of the game are gonna give him enough attack to give you the 10,000 together with Gate Guardian. If you only have 1, you are gonna need I believe, at least 7 counters plus your Union Attack and your Secret Pass. in order to get Vassal over 10,000 attack points. Sometimes the duelists will put their monsters into attack mode. I'm not sure why. When they do that, I just don't attack, because you want to get the 1,000 points for effect damage only with Gravekeeper's Vassal. So anyway, I got my last shard of greed, so I went ahead and summoned my Cerberus, activating both of them, and this is gonna speed the farm so much. That's another cool thing, because you're running all these draw power, the farm doesn't take as long as you know, regular Cerberus farm usually takes. I've also been using a Cerberus deck to farm the event, which I find pretty easy, because I don't know about you guys, but the last few events where we're just having to use Unhappy Girl over and over and over, I'm kind of a little sick of that deck, so it's nice to be able to use Cerberus for a change. So I almost made a mistake there by recovering his life points. You have to recover your life points so that you can use your lithograph. But as you can see, he can't do anything but put monsters into defense mode, because, like I said, there's nothing in his deck. Even if he were to fuse, he still can't get over my monsters. And there's another thing that I had mentioned, where he'll just randomly put a monster in attack position, but there's no reason for me to attack it. It's not any sort of threat to my Gate Guardian or my Cerberus. So I just end my turn, and I have to wait for the deck for me to draw the entirety of my deck. So there's Pot of Benevolence. As you can see, I didn't really need it. I was still gonna draw my deck before he decked out, but you still want to use them for the spell counter, and in my case for the glossy points. And see, he switched the monster back into defense mode. Like, I don't understand why he would normal summon first and then just switch to defense. Because he does that, or you know, the legendary duelist will do that. That's why you still need to run Secret Pass to the treasure. Because even though you're basically clearing the field, there might be a point where they'll be left with one monster and you can't destroy it because you already used Union Attack, or there might be two monsters, and so you want to make sure that you can't fail the farm. That's why you still run Secret Pass. Anyway, got the other Pot of Benevolence. Just give them two more monsters back, and then we just gotta wait 2 more turns, and then we're done with this farm. Because of the low life or life points on the brink bonus of 1,000 and the effect damage only bonus, I think the score goes up to over 9,000. So, or my score goes up to over 9,000 since I have a lot of glossy cards. So this deck will still give you 8,000 assessment points, even if you had no glossy or prismatic cards. So that's another really cool thing. Anyway, we summon our Vassal, activate Secret Pass, and then we go for the Union Attack. As you can see right here, that is plenty over 10,000 if I only had one Union Attack. I just have 2 because, you know, if you draw into your Shard of Greeds, you want to play those immediately. You don't want to hold on to them until you get Cerberus. So there is a chance that the counters on Cerberus will be low. So that's why 2 Union Attack is optimal. And there you go, easy farm. And then you'll get to see the all the assessment points. There's your 9500, and as you can see, only 1000 of those were from glossy and prismatic. So this is well over 8k points for farming. So there's the live farm. Let's go ahead and show you some replays. Hopefully they go quick and we can fit all of them in the video. If not, I'm just gonna show you the Tea one, which is the only duelist that might give you a little bit of trouble. But anyway, this is Weevil. I'm just gonna let it run and kind of talk over it, because there's really nothing complicated about a server's farm. So I go first. I go for the Gate Guardian immediately, and also, if they happen to go first, they're still not a threat for any of your element monsters in their deck, so you don't have anything to worry about. So I draw into my 2 Shards of Greed immediately, which is amazing because that will speed up the farm a lot. In this deck, as you see, I was running Gather Your Mind. This was the very first attempt, so I actually had to Gather Your Mind in the deck, but it doesn't really work. You can only activate one of them unless you use Pot of Benevolence on the one that's in the grave. It does thin your deck, but I feel like the Shard of Greed and Jar of Greed are enough. You don't really need Gather Your Mind. So the other reason why I'm showing you Weevil is because he does have that monster, Kisei Tai, that's gonna heal him during each of your standby phases. So Weevil might be the one character that you don't want to attack his monsters. If you have 2 Union Attack, it's not gonna matter. He's not gonna get high enough to where you can't kill him, but you know, if you don't want to deal with that, you don't have to attack his monsters. They're still not gonna be a threat at all. But as you can see, I'm just drawing. He's not summoning anything, I'm not destroying anything. I actually saved this Shard of Greed because I wasn't sure how high his life points were gonna get. So what I end up doing is I end up using Pot of Benevolence on my Union Attack on my last turn, because I'm already ahead of him as far as draws, so there's no risk of him decking out, because as you can see, he did get pretty high on the life points, because besides the Kisetai, he does have the Skull Mark Ladybug that heals him. But anyway, so 2 more turns. Actually, this is the last turn because I have Jar of Greed. So yeah, he went up to 23, almost 24,000 life points. So I go for the Vassal, I activate the 2 Union Attack, and then I go for the Pot of Benevolence. I'm actually curious to see if just the 2 would have been enough, but just to be sure, I went ahead and used it 4 times. Plus, it's always fun to overkill Weevil. If you guys watch the anime, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, there we go. So we get well over 24,000, and easy peasy. I want to keep the video kind of under 20 minutes, so I'm not going to show you Odion or Rex, but it's basically the same thing. I just want to show you Tea because this was actually worst case scenario. She got so ahead of me in the draw that I thought I was gonna fail the farm, but with the Pot of Benevolence and all the draw power in this deck, I was able to come back, as you see. So she goes first and she immediately activates cards from the sky, drawing 2 more from her deck. Also, she opens up with Solemn Wishes, so she's gonna get a ton of life points throughout the duel. And then second turn, oh, I thought she activated back to back, but I guess not. She does activate, yeah, there we go. She activates another card to the sky. So look at this. She has 10 cards in her deck. I have 18, and then she plays Scale Angel. So she has like half the cards that I have. So I was pretty worried. But then I got my Shard of Greed. I have my Pot of Benevolence. Another important thing when farming Thea, you want to wait to use Pot of Benevolence until there's 2 vanillas in her graveyard, because you don't want to put back the spells or the Scale Angels and give her more draw power, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. So make sure you wait until you've killed 2 of her vanilla monsters, and those are the ones that you shuffle back into the deck. So here I'm still behind, but I'm getting there. She has 4 cards, I have 12. But I'm not panicking because I do have the Pot of Benevolence in my hand, and I also have Shard of Greed about to go off. So I activate Pot of Benevolence, shuffling 2 of the vanilla back, and then I activate my Shard of Greed, and then I have 2 Jar of Greed set. So that's gonna even us out, and also I'm probably gonna draw into my Pot of Benevolence. So as you can see, this was worst case scenario because she got all her draw power at the beginning of the duel, and I still was able to get through my deck before she did. There's my second Pot of Benevolence. Now she's at 6, she no longer has any draw power, and I'm at 5. So at this point the farm is completely safe. She has a second Solemn Wishes, but it doesn't matter because my server is pretty high, so we're at no risk of not getting enough damage. I draw into another Jar of Greed just to speed things up even more. There's my Vassal. There's my winning condition. Now I just gotta draw 1 more card and end the game. And look at that. I bottom decked 1 Shard of Greed, and I was still able to outdraw her when she had half the amount of cards I have. So that's why I think this deck it's truly 100%. It's going to be 100% successful. You guys try it out. I'm definitely super excited because there's no variables. You're gonna draw into the cards that are gonna either let you get to your deck faster or are gonna put cards back into her deck, into any of the decks of this legendary duels that I said. So this was my first farming video. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I haven't seen this out there, so I wanted to get it out as soon as possible, and especially this will help a lot of new duelists, you know, that maybe need to farm for all those legendary duelists. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and until next time.